Alright. Hi guys. My name's Shelby Caruso and I'm a screenwriting major here at DePaul. Um I am a senior and yeah, for this class I will be doing a pitch package on a little feature film I'm working on called Blackwater Creek. Essentially, Blackwater Creek is an indie thriller, sort of like mystery drama with a dash of dark comedy. Takes place in the state of Washington in a small fictional town titled Blackwater Creek with a K. So yeah, essentially, this film follows the story of a man and his son as they are trying to find solid ground and sort of like navigate their way through grief and loss. In the beginning, Denny and his teenager son, Gus Humpkins, are relocating back to their old home of Blackwater Creek in the wake of the loss of Gretchen, Denny's wife and Gus's mother. The story actually kicks off with Denny coming home from work. He's a pathologist in downtown Chicago, and he's talking on the phone with his mistress. Well, as he pulls up to his house, he notices the ambulances and the police. This is when Denny learns that his wife is dead, and his son Gus actually witnessed her death as she set herself on fire in the kitchen, and he was the one who walked in on her doing it. So, in the midst of all that, Denny decides to move him and Gus back to their old hometown. They move in with Denny's father, Ed, the town mortician, who nurses a slight whiskey problem. After arriving, Gus experiences vivid nightmares that hint at what he witnessed in Chicago, although that is not revealed until later in the script, as well as strange hallucinations. And now, by strange, I mean that he talks to a character named Harry, who sports a skeleton costume, much like one that you could pick up from Party City for $20. And also, he keeps seeing the girl who's been missing for a month running around in the forest that surrounds the town. But then he knows that Gus is struggling with issues, but he is a little too disconnected from Gus to know how to talk to him. And while Gus tries to get settled in town, Denny's sort of like his storyline is he's battling with his guilt of what happened with his wife and how he was absent in Gus and his wife's life while she was dealing with her mental issues. So while they both try to navigate through their issues, mysterious suicides start to occur amongst the teens without any rhyme or reason. This is something that happened a generation ago to Gus's grandfather, Ed. Well, Ed knows what is happening again. Denny picks up a job as a pathologist in the town to try and figure out why these kids are dying, like if there's any like sort of like scientific reason or something. Gus, on the other hand, is basically reconnecting with his old childhood friend Jimmy, who takes Gus under his wing. Jimmy introduces Gus to his friend group where he meets Evelyn. While Denny and the adults try to figure out the mystery, Jimmy, Gus, and Evelyn go on their own investigation. As the body count builds, both Denny and Gus start to find their own personal realizations and become closer to each other. Ultimately, while the mystery of Blackwater Creek is left unsolved at the end, both Gus and Denny find peace with not understanding certain things and, living in their current states of truth. So, yeah, with this film, with the script, I want to establish myself as a writer who has a message with her work. Comparing this one to other projects I've done, I think this one definitely complements the type of artist that I want to present myself as in the industry. My first film I wrote was also an indie, but instead of a thriller mystery, it was a dark comedic road trip film. My first feature film script, which was a road trip film, I found a universal message about the human condition that I was able to convey in a touching and engaging story. It felt really wholesome, to receive the amount of good feedback on it and that I have, and for the first time in a while, it felt like I used to when I was writing. Yeah, I found the passion I used to have, the desire to tell stories of emotions and lessons and things that I've experienced and witnessed and others experience or witness other experience. Ever since I started to turn Blackwater Creep into a film instead of a show, because originally it was a show. And as I was trying to make it into a show, like, it just was not making sense. Like, I had the whole series Bible thing, I had all of it, but I just could not get, like, the episodes figured out. I couldn't get the arc. And so I decided to try and make it a film, and, it's just started to make sense. The story felt whole. It was like, some butter on bread, man. And, when I was trying to outline a show, like it wasn't happening. But now that I've made it a film, I am just learning more and more about it. And that's kind of how it's supposed to go, when at least how I feel like it's supposed to go when you're writing scripts. I'm figuring out what I want to say with this film. And, both films deal with the concept of death. But with this one, I just want to exercise my ability to utilize storylines and characters and plot to form a universal message about the human condition. Horrible things happen that sometimes we won't understand, but we need each other to overcome the darkness. And when I think about myself as a writer, like I don't see myself as like a writer of genres, but one of experiences. Like there's no rule book on life, but like all humans are made up of are their experiences. And I want to be the writer that captures those experiences and shows people that maybe they can get through whatever it is they're going through, or maybe broaden their perspective on the issues that they're closed-minded on. And well, getting into like how like this project relates to career aspiration wise. Well, over the last couple of years, like life's thrown me some really hard curveballs that just don't seem to stop. And for a while, I felt like I really lost my way. I felt like I really lost my passion. It's been harder and harder to apply myself. And like when I started school, I didn't start at DePaul. I was at Bradley, but then I ended up transferring out of Bradley to DePaul to pursue film school because screenwriting was more of a medium that I preferred than just novel writing. But, like when I started school, like, I knew what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be, and like I was obnoxious and I had a whole 5-year plan and all that. But I was just like, I was very set in like where I wanted to be and who I wanted to do and what type of writer I was. And, but like these last 2 quarters, like I've just been honestly really questioning if I still want to do this. I don't know where I'm going after I graduate or what I need to find or what I'm going to do with this, but working on this script and editing my last one and getting all the feedback from the one that I edited and stuff, like, I know that I love to write something that matters, and right now this script is something that matters a lot to me. And I hope that the more I work on it, like, the more guidance I'll get. But yeah, didn't mean to get that deep, but well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. So sorry that I posted this so late. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a great break so far and awesome projects from everybody. I know I love feedback on everybody's stuff, so, but yeah, I'm just rambling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking. Alright, thank you.